All right, hi folks. Time for another pattern. We're going to zip down to pattern focus. I may probably not use the daily string. The string for this week is week 50 or string number 50. It looks like that. I may or may not use it. We're going to use the pattern called Zavatar Love. It's sort of a heart shape pattern. And if you want to see, this one is done by Natalie Pliskova, inspired by Zavatar, author unknown, right? And if you scroll down under the pattern, there is a video already of somebody else who's done this pattern before. So, you know, if you want to follow that one along too, it'll give you something, a different way to do besides the way I'm going to do it. I have no idea. I've never done it before, so you know, you're learning along with me, and sometimes I have a bigger learning curve than others, so yeah, do the best you can. We're going to start with sort of a general shape, heart shape, but it's not a, you'll notice it, I noticed it's not a like Valentine type heart, right? It's just sort of a roundy blob shape that's sort of heart-ish. And then coming here, we're going to make it nice down and around, and then again down and around. And imagine you could do as many as those as you feel comfortable doing. And then there's this little tricky bit here. We're going to draw kind of an up and around like that, or start here and go up and around like that and down. That would probably be best. Now that I look at it, probably will start my pen here. Make it nice and big. Are you nice and big? Are you zoomed in enough? I'm going to probably start my pen here, and I'm going to come up and around and back down like that. One continuous move, right? Sort of a seed shape, and then up and around in another seed type shape like that. And then you can embellish around this little object, add a few more of these little guys on top. You can put one along the side that's kind of sticking out going one direction. And then shade. And apparently, if you shade it right, these are holes. And that is like that. That's kind of cool. Almost, maybe fill that in. I don't know. We'll look and we'll see what happens. So I think I'm just going to make one big one here on the page. And I may go kind of cattywampus on my page here. We'll see what happens. Okay. Turning my light, covering my paper so you don't get blinded. Okay. Now just a tad. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it diagonal across the page here. That way I have lots of room to make it however wide it decides it's going to live. And so I want sort of a blobby heart shape. I'm going to kind of do like that. Kind of a heart, but not really a heart, is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to do something like that. I feel like you're not the right place. I think it's because it's diagonal. It looks funny on the screen for me, but I have to turn it this way while I draw. Okay, and then another one. They need to be sort of blobby. You don't want them, you know, pointy heart. That wouldn't work, I don't think. And you know, I'm going to do one more. Sample only showed 3, but I'm going to do 4. Why not? And then we're going to do this shape. I'm going to do, start here and I come up and around and down like that. Kind of looks like a hip bone. That's what it reminds me of. Like a stack of bones. Interesting. Okay, and I'm going to come up and I'm going to come swoopy like that, and I'm going to come up and down like that. That works. Okay, this one's going to be great big and swoopy and like that. Love it. And then I do kind of like this, having one kind of out here. I think I'm going to put another one. Kind of like that. And then something like that. And then the thing that's coming up here, I think I'm going to make it kind of come off to this side. I'm not too sure why it just decided it wanted to do that, but it really looks like a stack of bones now. Just looks like a stack of hip bones just stacking up there, and then a bit of vertebrae coming out. Definitely, that's what it reminds me of. I may be completely wrong, but that's what it reminds me of at the moment. Do I want to do anything else to it? Feels off balance somehow. Maybe I need one more on this side. Like that. Okay, you draw it however you want. That's what I did. Now some shading. So for sure, I want a nice and dark right there where these kind of like come down inside of there. Super dark. Maybe a little bit bigger than I normally would make. And super dark. Okay, I'm going to use my stump, blend that out. Okay, and then these are on top of these, so this is going to have some shading right around the edge. I think I'm going to have the light coming here, so I want a little bit more shading on this side than the other. That's what I'm going to do. So a little bit more on this side than that side. And then I think I want to put some here. Like that. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. Okay, so a little bit on this side, have more on this side. Yeah. Come around here, that's going to cast a nice shadow right there. And this side. And then over here. A little bit here. Maybe a little bit on this edge. Just a teeny touch on this edge. How are these on top of each other? That way. Okay. Just deciding where I want my shadows to go. Deep ones there, really deep ones here. A little bit of a curve there, and then a shadow in there, inside this little hole, because I see it as a hole. I don't know how you guys see it, but I see it as a hole. A little bit of shading right there where that's on top of that. And this is on top of this. And just a tad over there. All right. Blendy stump time. I'll turn my page so I don't get my hand in it. Oh, I forgot a spot. I neglected one. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, that's just right. The nice thing about shading, for those of you who are not been following me much, is that it's just pencil, and if you don't like it, you can erase it. Honestly, that's true. If you don't like it, you can erase it. I'm changing my stump. I thought that little stump, I wasn't being able to do the pressure I wanted. I just changed it out. But if you find that you've like over darkened, like I think that might be a little bit too dark, but I don't want to really erase it. So what I can do is I can take my kneaded eraser. I can kind of, you know, that's just like bubble gum kind of, right? Great eraser. And then I can just tap like this, and it pulls up just a little bit of the graphite. Still keeps the darks and the lights, but it pulls just enough away to make it seem like it's not as dark as it was. And that might be something that you might want to do if you decide you're a little too dark, but you like the shading overall, but you think you're too dark. You can just pull it up a little bit with that kneaded eraser. See how the blending makes all the difference in the world here. You don't blend, your eye sees it as a line. But if you blend, your eye sees it as a shape. Now see, I've got this dark behind and then this light. Again, I need that contrast on that line, and I feel like I lost a little contrast right here. So I'm just going to take my, I'm not even going to rub, I'm just going to tap my eraser right along there and bring back my highlight that I think I lost. That way I'm not like erasing the whole thing. I'm not getting rid of a lot of the pencil. I'm just tapping out so that it's a little bit lighter. But if you decide you don't like any of what you just used as shading, erase the whole thing, you know. It's okay, you can do that. And I still might decide, I'm still toying with the idea that rather than shading in there, that I want to fill it in with black. Toying with that idea. Yeah, I'm thinking I need the black. Now, my question is, do I need to erase in here, or can I just fill in the black without erasing? I'll erase a little bit, but I think I can just fill in the black without erasing. Okay, let me zoom out and look at it from afar. I mean, it's cool. I like it just the way it is. But I just feel like it just doesn't have quite enough contrast for me. Which means that I'm going to have another tile that's got a lot of dark. See, this one, I could see through it. It's okay. But I thought it was going to distract me, so I got a new fresh piece of paper. But if I color in, it's going to be really thick on this side. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. Do what makes you feel like it. That's how it's calling you. And this one was calling me to fill it in. Even though I think I like it the way I have it. It's calling me to fill it in. That was my first instinct when I saw it, was to fill it in with black. I think I'm going to continue with that first instinct. Maybe I'm being influenced again by my video choices. Spent hours yesterday watching them collect samples of corals and rocks off the seafloor again. I'm just quite fascinated with that. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's on and it's interesting. So if you want to watch it, you'd have to look on YouTube under NOAA, Okeanos. I don't know how to spell Okeanos, but it's the NOAA official Okeanos Explorer. Yeah, see, that's what it needed. It needed that contrast. And you know, it can be quite dull, and not a whole lot going on. It's slow, so you know, don't expect any fast, interesting stuff. It's slow, but the stuff that they are able to find under the water, and zoom in on it, and the tension and the drama of them trying to collect this little sea star. They missed it. They had the scooper. They were scooping, and the little sea star was bouncing on the edge of the scoop, and it fell off, and they didn't catch it. It wasn't meant to be. That little sea star was meant to be, continue to live on the bottom of the ocean. God said, nope, you're not taking this one. This one's mine. It stays here. They did accidentally collect a coral when they bumped up against it and it fell into their rock box. So I don't know if they were able to actually collect that or not, because it might have floated out of their rock box as the explorer went up to the surface. But that was interesting. And a lot of times I will just have it on in the background and I'll be doing something else and I'm just kind of listening to their chatter. And then you can rewind the live feed like an hour or 2 hours or 4 hours or whatever it is. So if it sounds like they're doing something interesting, I just go back and rewind it a little bit. And nothing's more exciting than when a bunch of dull, well, you know, they're not dull on purpose, but when a routine bunch of scientists are going, oh, well, that's a this and that's a that, and oh, we've seen this, you know. When they all of a sudden all go, ooh, what's that? That's fascinating to me. And they did that twice on yesterday's dive. What's that? And turns out that what they saw was not undiscovered before, but it was just something that these particular group had never seen, and they got clarification from somebody, on shore. Cool thing about this is because you're just watching them do research, you know, live, and not only are the people from the ship there, but there's conference call people. They're doing live video feed to various oceanography universities, and so somebody chimed in and said, "Oh, that's a such and such." So it wasn't that rare, but it was pretty rare. Zavatar Love. Z-A-V-A-T-A-R. Zavatar Love, which mine ended up looking like somebody's hip. Well, you know, I do know somebody who's just had hip surgery. Maybe I'm just praying for her and I didn't even know it. That's possible. Happens to me all the time. That could be why hip kind of happened here. So I guess I'm wishing her well on her healing and recovery from her hip surgery. I should just give this to her, right? Probably should. All right, so you do something nice for somebody today. I need to go take care of a couple things. I'll be back tomorrow. You guys have a really great day. Have a blessed day, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.